including 350 children and more than 60 women, are currently in Israeli prisons. More than 400 are being held without charge or trial under so-called administrative detention. According to rights groups, 1,800 prisoners are in need of medical care. 700 of them suffer from serious and chronic conditions. Since Israel began its military occupation of the West Bank and Gaza in 1967, it's imprisoned more than 800,000 Palestinians. Harry Fawcett has a story from Ramallah.
As the day designated for Palestinian prisoners began, their numbers swelled by another 13. In the early hours of Tuesday, Israeli soldiers made arrests across the occupied West Bank, including this one in a refugee camp near Ramallah. Issa Abdel Muhsen's brother was detained, the house ransacked in a hunt for weapons.
They arrested him on Prisoner's Day. He spent 20 years in jail. He got married less than a year ago. They haven't got any evidence against him.
Israel says such raids are integral to its security, but for Palestinians, they represent the unchecked power of an occupying force. 6,500 Palestinians are currently in Israeli jails. Of those, a little over 1,000 are serving terms from 20 years to life, which usually signifies a conviction for killing or injuring an Israeli. That leaves 5,500 jailed on lesser charges or none at all.
Most of these cases are talking about either political affiliation or public disorder, like sharing in any demonstration is a crime. Writing a slogan, writing in your Facebook page is considered an incitement.
Palestinians in the occupied West Bank are subject to Israel's military court system and its conviction rate of 99.7%. It also holds the power to imprison without charge, known as administrative detention. Israel says the system, under which it's holding 500 Palestinians, prevents attacks and protects the identities of informants. Salem Darasawi spent 10 years in administrative detention, but not all at once. That, he says, is its power. You're never sure that you're free.
When you leave, you think of the next time you'll be administratively detained. No one leaves administrative detention before the intelligence officer gives him the talk, threatening him and making sure he thinks of the next time.
There have been plenty of next times for Mohammed Taha and his family. In the early hours of Monday morning, his 21-year-old son was arrested for a third time.
They could have knocked, but they broke in by force. They want to intimidate us.
Mohammed's wife Nida says it's the 13th raid since last June, when 3 men from their village killed an Israeli security forces member in occupied East Jerusalem. She says she's taken to sleeping in her clothes in the expectation of the next one. Harry Fawcett, Al Jazeera, in the occupied West Bank.